Hello, everyone, and welcome back to a very exciting episode of Sandbox. This is episode 20 something.
28.
28. There we go. And we've never been wrong before about which number episode we're in, so I'm sure it's definitely number 28. Jamie, start us off. Get right into it. What are you drinking?
So I've got, it's definitely still an interesting one. It's less of a doozy than last week's. I don't think you can really top, my last beer was really weird. But this one is still, it's out of the ordinary, and it's called the Ordinary Bitter.
But it's out of the ordinary.
It is, because I've never seen it before, and it's got very, trendy, matte, kind of sandpaper packaging on it, which is very trendy.
Packaging. We stand a good packaging.
It's by a company called Anspach and Hobday, London, and it's kind of got the kind of this is a fine beer sort of vibe going on. But it's also, the image is of a gentleman from the early to mid 1800s standing next to someone who appears to be a modern day man.
Interesting.
And I think the whole theme they're going for is trying to make the bitter, the ordinary bitter, modern, up to modern expectations.
Trying to modernise the classic sort of thing.
Which is weird because the bitter ale is still very much drunk. It's very popular.
Still very much in.
But it's the original session beer. Ordinary bitters formed a cornerstone of English drinking culture, perfectly balanced between malt sweetness and hop bitterness. Our interpretation is brought up to date with the use of US Chinook hops. Delicate hop aromas of pine, spice, and dark fruits are followed by smooth, full-bodied palates with notes of biscuit and caramel.
Very nice stuff. It sounds to me like the theme they're going for is time travel. I reckon it's more that.
I think I'm expecting with their sequel to this beer, they might add some more characters in and maybe like an alternate dimension sort of angle.
That sounds like you making the beer.
I'm excited to see where they go with this show. I mean, beer.
Yeah. I want to see what sort of character arcs the cover art has.
I'm really glad my camera didn't catch that because I just spilt that all over me.
I'm gutted the camera didn't catch that. It would have made quality content. We would have got bare clout. Should I tell you what I'm drinking, Jamie? Mine's quite interesting as well. It's currently the cheapest beer on the market. Oh no, Jamie, I got Corona.
Yay!
I'm drinking a Corona. For those of you that don't know, but everyone knows because people love knowing every detail of our fascinating lives. But last week was my birthday, so I now have a lot of alcohol, and I'm going to save at least one of each alcohol for a Sandbox. So I'm going to have more alcohol for a while. It isn't the same old thing I keep drinking. And in the interest of keeping things interesting and different, I'm drinking a Corona beer.
There we go.
Cheers.
You heard it here, everyone.
You heard it here first. Do you want to tell us about the taste of your beer? Of your bitter?
I think it could be because it actually had it in the description, but I do get notes of pine.
Interesting. I reckon it's entirely placebo.
Speaking of which, I had a fire. I made a fire at my parents' house.
Oh.
We burnt loads of pine, and loads of my clothes absolutely reek of pine now.
I mean, there are worse things for your clothes to reek of.
I know.
Like just your natural scent.
Which is famously terrible.
Famously terrible.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Fair dues. Piney.
I don't like this whole... It is good, actually. I'm being a bit unfair. It's very drinkable. It's very delicious. I get what they're going for.
Yep.
They're trying to be like... The problem I have, right?
Yeah.
A traditional bitter, is my favourite style of beer.
Yeah.
But the problem is, it's not the same unless you have it from a cask.
Yeah.
It's just not the same. And I think if you're putting it in a can or a bottle, you're never going to quite get the same taste as if you had it at a pub. But it's pretty good.
Yeah, that's kind of something they can't really help.
No,
they should only sell it by the cask.
It's just like my little beer subscription. Like one day, it's just like, this is freaking heavy.
Every man knocks like,
It's like, well, the Ordinary Beer Company were a bit awkward this month, so we're charging you £200 for this month.
And then they say, sorry, we had to appease Jamie. He went on his little podcast, and his 3 viewers complained.
So,
moving on.
Should we get to it?
Let's get to it.
I want to start things off with a little toasty zinger.
Oh,
so
away.
Today,
yeah,
Crytek revealed the Crysis Remastered trailer.
Ooh.
That is what I would be saying if they actually did release the trailer.
Well, the day is not done.
There was a big no, it's not happening.
Oh.
There was a big build up to it, and it's surprising because you don't usually get this much hype from remasters, but they're really trying to hype up Crysis Remastered.
Yeah.
And there was a leaked trailer, and it looked pretty realistic, and people weren't happy with it because it just looked like Crysis.
Yeah.
And people wouldn't be mad if it wasn't for the fact that they were really hyping it up.
Yeah, I'm watching the trailer now.
So all of their team was saying stuff like, this game's famous for crunching PCs, so we're going to make it crunch modern PCs. And then it kind of just looks...
It looks like Crysis again.
It not only looks like Crysis again, in some respects...
It looks worse.
There are actually things that look worse, in my opinion.
Yeah.
There was a side-by-side screenshot of the remaster and the original that someone did based on the leak.
Yeah.
And it's like... I couldn't really tell which one was which. It was... So at that point, what's the point of remastering it?
It's very bizarre because Crysis obviously was... It just looked incredible. So if you're going to remaster it, and especially if you're going to really hype it up, it needs to be like cutting edge. Like you say, it needs to be crunching beefy PCs.
Do you know the story about why... Part of the reason why it crunched PCs back in the day?
No.
So, obviously, at the time...
terribly optimised.
No, so it's interesting. So, when it came out, it was genuinely like, oh, this is really hard to run, and it looked really good.
Yeah.
There's no debating. When it came out, that was definitely the case.
I remember going to a friend's house, and we spent ages just looking at things. Oh my god,
exactly.
This game is this new thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But at the time, it was like really genuinely like sick.
Yeah.
But they, being like good PC developers who do this, it's nice to have, in my opinion, to have like ultra settings and stuff, and like actually not be a viable setting with like current tech. It should be like, oh, this is what you can do in the future, sort of thing.
Yeah, I get that.
Like a lot of games, you kind of just moan about it if you don't get Ultra.
Yeah.
When in reality, I think it should be, no, Ultra is going to destroy your PC.
Yeah.
So what they did was they made it so that they made an assumption that CPUs would, based on the current trends at the time, CPUs would be at a certain frequency in the future. So they thought, based on what Intel said, we'd be having like 7 or 8 gigahertz CPUs by now.
Yeah.
But what actually happened was, instead of having single core 8 gigahertz processors, we have 8 core like 4 gigahertz processors. So they went the other way. They went like wide instead of tall.
Yeah.
And so the reason why Crysis still doesn't run that well is because it's optimized for high frequencies, not for high cores.
It's the wrong way around.
It's actually like a slight misconception.
Yeah.
That it's like still, hard to run.
So
it's not really
just badly made.
It wasn't badly made. They just made a bad
decision
prediction, basically. Anyway, sorry. That's
Computing predictions have never been wrong.
Yeah.
Think about Moore's law. Oh, we got a lot of dislikes. I feel bad for the person who leaked this. It's very shooting the messenger.
Yeah.
Like, this channel isn't Crysis.
No. So anyway, this trailer came out.
Yeah.
Apologies, I know I've been talking at you quite a lot.
No, that's fine. This is all interesting stuff.
Let me just read this thing they put on their Twitter.
Hit me.
We're Dear sorry. Crysis fans, as you know, Crysis Remastered will be coming into the world this year, and at the same time, the Crysis IP will debut on Nintendo Switch.
Ooh.
Your passion for the Crysis franchise deserves an undeniably high-quality game, and we're committed to delivering just that. To ensure that we meet that commitment, we will need to delay the launch date of all platforms and the trailer premiere by a few weeks. Because they already started, that's not really relevant. The features you're looking forward to are already set. But we want to take the time on polishing the game. You might be aware of the leak yesterday, and we want you to know we've seen all the reactions, the good and the bad, and we're listening. We're still working on a number of things in the game, as well as the storefront, whatever that means. Please keep the love. I hope not. Please keep the love coming, and rest assured, you'll have the game you love shortly. This extra time to release will allow us to get Crysis Remastered up to the PC and console breaking standard you've come to expect from Crysis games. We hope you understand what we're up to, and that you stay with us while we take the time to make a few improvements.
Yeah.
So basically, trailer released, people didn't like it, and they went,
nope.
They literally were going to release it today. They had a countdown going.
Yeah.
And they saw that and just said, you know what, we can just not post this video, right?
We could just not. You know what, though? That's probably the best response they could have given.
It actually is.
Like, they're just like, we're sorry. This is good enough. We'll try again. I'm hoping it goes the way of the Sonic the Hedgehog movie.
Not for a few weeks, it won't.
You never know. You know how much they destroy those developers' lives. They're just going to be working like 72-hour days for the next 3 weeks, and then they'll have a good old Crysis game ready to go.
I just don't understand. With a game like this,
yeah,
this should have been a shadow drop. It should have been, hey, we're releasing Crysis Remastered tomorrow.
Yeah, because everyone would have been like, oh, wow, this is so exciting. But now everyone's like, oh my god, this is going to be the most system-breaking piece of software that our eyes have ever seen.
If you want system-breaking software,
yeah.
Kingdom Come Deliverance
runs
on the most recent CryEngine. That is Crytek and how actually, like, you know, breaking modern PCs. Get that.
Yeah.
It's a bit weird. The whole thing's really strange.
Yeah, they didn't really go about it the best way. 2, 1. Okay, you go. Crysis.
So we're going to move on from Crysis.
That's enough Crysis.
There was a big old Cyberpunk slosh of news.
There was a big old slosh.
I say news. There was only really, I think, and please do correct me if I'm wrong,
yeah.
I believe they only really showed off one new feature, being the brain dancing.
Yeah. There's probably more. I mean, it was mainly second-hand news. It was just... I mean, I don't know if this is really news, but, you know, a lot of people got to play Cyberpunk and were just confirming what is and isn't in the game.
No, that was the most significant thing for me.
So I feel like a lot more was confirmed, but I guess, yeah, braindancing was the only like new thing, if that makes sense.
It's interesting, isn't it? My honest I really enjoyed listening to different like YouTubers talk about their experience. Yeah, I really enjoyed her.
Yeah, I watched that all the way through at your recommendation. She's always good.
I thought it was a really good talk. Actually, I thought it was pretty cool
for sure. But, very informative, succinct. It was good stuff.
Yeah,
yeah. That's another one that's got to be really good because it's been so hyped up.
Yeah,
this is why I don't mind when stuff is delayed. I mean, obviously, if it was like you said, if it was like a week before it was released, and then they're like, "Sorry, it's delayed 3 months," I'd be pissed off. But like, I'd rather a game be heavily delayed. Broken at launch, and then I've got to wait for patches and stuff.
What these developers need to learn is to stop announcing these things too damn early.
Yes. And just start having very realistic expectations of time management.
It's quite unique, the games industry, in this aspect, I think.
It is. There's a lot of interaction between fans and creators. A lot more than other industries,
but also the fact that they're making a product which is costing them millions to make, like many millions, and so it's a huge deal, and it's been delayed like several times, and it's been in production for years,
significant amounts of money.
I can't believe that when they announced it, and I think it was about 7 years ago now they announced it.
Yeah, a long old time.
I can't believe at that time they thought it would take this long. Like, they must have been thinking, we'll release it in like 3 years.
Yeah,
surely.
I reckon so. I don't know, unless maybe. I guess it kind of depends what the game is like when it comes out. If it is as massive as they say, maybe. If it's like bigger than any game we've seen before, which I don't know, it probably won't be. But if it's such a big monumental thing, then they might have been like, okay, we're going to need longer than usual.
I think it will be. I do actually think it will be the biggest game we've ever played.
Do you think? In terms of how long it takes to do everything.
My current expectation for this game is that it's going to be an open world, a true open world RPG, and it's going to be the first one of that type to also look and play like a linear corridor game. Okay. If you know what I mean. So like it will have. What I mean by that is
like levels.
It has the visuals, not quite, but has the visuals of like Last of Us 2.
Yeah.
But it's not linear.
Yeah.
That's my expectation.
I'm kind of expecting somewhere between I don't know, like futuristic GTA 5 meets Witcher 3. Not GTA 5 in terms of gameplay or genre, just in terms of I don't know really. I don't know how to describe it. Maybe just in terms of the feel you get from playing it.
I'm getting more like Elder Scrolls vibes, you know?
Okay.
I mean, I know I guess it'd be more apt to say Fallout, I suppose, but I'm getting like
maybe Fallout meets Witcher is what I would say more.
Yeah.
I mean, Witcher for obvious reasons, but yeah.
It seems genuinely as open as those games, but the Elder Scrolls and the Fallout, at least the Bethesda ones, have a significant amount of jank, and it's clear where they make sacrifices in order to make it more open. Whereas this game looks like a cinematic masterpiece.
Yeah.
that is genuinely open and you can control the whole thing.
Which is kind of what I feel like playing The Witcher 3, in fairness. Obviously, this is... I mean, it's first person for one. This feels more like intimate, I guess.
I hate how overused the word masterpiece is.
Yeah.
But I do think that if you're going to use that word...
Use it on The Witcher 3.
The Witcher 3 just is a work of art. It is just...
I mean, that's one of your favourite games, right? Like, ever.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, you definitely forced my hand when I got my gaming PC to buy Witcher 3. One of the best feelings was booting up Witcher 3, setting everything to high, everything to maximum in the settings, and then I came out of it expecting some jank, and it was so smooth. I was like, oh my god, I can do this now. That was good stuff. Yeah, it feels... I'm just really... Because, I mean, I've stupidly got such high expectations, but I'm just really hoping that the world feels as immersive and alive as it looks like it's going to.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it looks so busy and so, like, lived in. I really hope you get that feeling playing it.
What? Yeah, you've nailed that, actually. Busy.
And it's
I think I want it to... I really, really hope it's busy.
I want it to absolutely assault my senses.
Yeah. And I want, like... Yeah, assault the senses. For me, the first trailer, when they walk out of the big high-rise building and into the street, and you've got NPCs everywhere, and you've got, like, cars going past, stopping by and picking people up, and they go off, and, like, people looking at you and then away and talking to their mates.
Yeah.
Not... I don't know.
There are...
Oh.
You go.
I was saying there are...
That was weird.
Either no games I can think of that do that, or games that are very close to doing that, but with significant jank.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of got that feeling at the very beginning of The Last of Us 2 when you're walking through the city they live in called Jackson. Obviously, it's different because it's very linear, but you can explore a bit in this open area. It does encourage exploration, and there's people talking and stuff and doing stuff at different times, and it very much feels like it's not like they're silent. You walk up to them, they say something loudly, and then they go silent again, and then you walk away. Like it very much feels like people are actually having conversations and doing their own stuff. And I hope I get that feeling constantly throughout this game. There's 3 specific things that Alana said about her time playing Cyberpunk that excited me. One of them was her saying about the NPCs are very interactive with you. She said it was kind of like a Red Dead 2 thing where, like, press X to talk and then they just kind of say something generic. That's enough for me. That's fine. I'm excited by that. I like just... some level of interaction with
Red
everything
Dead 2
is enough.
Was actually, like, super good.
Really good.
With its immersion.
That's a good example of an immersive world.
It is, actually, because... Yeah, the difference is Red Dead 2... Red Dead 2 actually is, like, a bloody damn good world. Like,
that's probably the best example, actually, now I thought of it.
Yeah, you're right. It is the best example. It's not a problem with Red Dead, because it inherently, because of the setting, does it perfectly well.
Yeah.
But Cyberpunk is busy. There are things... You go into a sleepy town, which most of them are in Red Dead.
Yeah.
And it's like, there's a few people kind of meandering, it's a horse goes by. Cyberpunk, cars are everywhere. People are everywhere doing different things. They're on their phone, they're shooting things. Like... I have no idea how that's going to work.
Because there hasn't been, like, a really busy video game setting before like that. Especially not like a futuristic cyberpunk one. That's so hype. Like, why has that not been done? Obviously because it's hard to make. But, like, think about GTA or even Spider-Man. You go into the Times Square and there's, like, a few people about.
Yeah. Well, Deus Ex, Mankind Divided.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Is
a huge cyberpunk franchise that I forgot existed.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting because the crazy thing is Deus Ex is a very, very deep game, right? There's lots of the last game, the story was trash, but the actual systems and stuff really cool, and the world that you're in is dense and populated, and it feels lived in, right?
Yeah.
But it's also tiny. Like, it's the map is, it's not, it's open in that you can go anywhere, but it's not like an open world. It's not a world. It's like a district in a city. It's not that big at all. Whereas Cyberpunk is a city plus this whole like huge desert area. It's like it's a genuinely big open world, as well as appearing to be
a Mad Max style wasteland.
Oh my god! Okay, if anything, that is my favourite thing to come from the new gameplay.
Yeah, I was kind of shocked and excited by that. Oh, pardon me. Oh god, pardon me again. This is Corona, man.
It's really funny because I had the same thing happen to me at the same time. What is going on?
Hive mind again. Yeah, it's kind of our fault for asking developers for far too much. We're asking for everything at once. We want it to be really busy and full, but we also want it to be huge in scope and size.
I think with populating areas is a hardware thing.
Oh yeah, for sure. Which is something I'm excited for in next gen. With all new SSDs and all stuff like that.
Designing big areas is manpower, but just having NPCs everywhere, you could just slap them in.
Yeah.
And I think I really hope that Cyberpunk on PC has been really thought about.
Yeah.
And there's a slider for population density like there is in GTA.
Yeah. That'd be good.
Because I don't actually see how it's going to run on the consoles. I don't understand how it's possible.
Until next gen.
Yeah, but they haven't even got a release date for the next gen version.
No, it won't be long after. That does partly bring me on to the second most excited thing that Alana Pierce mentioned in her video. The verticality of the city, someone asked about, and she said there was lots of verticality. That is something that I think is very exciting, and something I was really thinking about for a long time about Cyberpunk. For that's a real futuristic city when you've got tall buildings with layers and different levels and all different routes to explore and stuff. I really hope that is fleshed out. You just
don't get verticality in games very often.
You don't.
Not properly.
I just want a big sense of scale. You know, the best example of impressive scale I can think of in a game?
I can think of one, but go on.
My one is relatively niche. It's Warhammer 40k Space Marine.
That's very interesting.
Yeah, there was a bit
haven't played it.
Where it was a surprisingly good game. You walk out of a building outside, and there's just the most behemoth building I have ever seen in anything. And it looks so huge, and it looks like it's really there. It doesn't look like a skybox or anything. It's like, that is a huge building right in front of me. And it was so impressive. I remember being completely gobsmacked staring at it for ages. And I feel like I haven't really got that in many other games, where I really felt like something was actually unimaginably titanically huge, like dreamlike. Like, this is really taking advantage of the medium.
There's something about big stuff in games, isn't there?
Yeah, it's something about big stuff.
Two examples. I'm sure you'll roll your eyes at the first one. Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
Yeah.
That's probably my number one for me. The whole game, it's like the whole world is broken up into different continents, and the continents are giant monsters. Yeah. And they genuinely look like the size of countries.
Yeah.
And the most amazing thing is, most of the stuff you can see, you look at it, like you said, it looks like a skybox, and then you just walk there, and it's like, what And you can still see where you came from.
Yeah.
And then you can see like this gigantic head, and that's the head of the monster that this country is on.
Yeah, it's good. It's underutilized. What's your second one?
The second one is one we can both relate to. Is Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say Breath of the Wild. What
mainly just the verticality of the game. I think Zelda does, because you can climb everywhere. The developers obviously wanted to make everything interesting, and I get a real sense of height in Breath of the Wild.
Yeah,
more than other games, I think. Yeah,
I see that. I'm trying to find a screenshot of this building in Warhammer 40k because it's really specific. But you get that a lot, and it's good because buildings in 40k are huge. Like,
that's so cool.
Fantastically huge. Oh, I think I've actually got a picture of it. But yeah, it's like they need to utilise this in games. It's what games are about. Getting your imagination on the screen. I love it. Yeah, I feel like the snake in God of War is maybe another good example. But he didn't feel quite as big. He was pretty cool though. Yeah, mind if I go on to my third and final point of things Alana Pierce mentioned about Cyberpunk that made me excited.
Please keep talking about Cyberpunk.
My third point is when she said you can choose between a vagina, an uncircumcised penis, or a circumcised penis. That alone makes me think we are getting a lot of character customization. And if there's one thing I love in any RPG, it's character customization. I will spend hours creating my character if I can.
Yes.
And I hope I get a million options.
Well, so Alana posted another video about Cyberpunk again, and it's more her just not answering questions. She was just like completely describing as much detail as she could her playthrough.
Yeah. And
she actually listed the exact numbers of different options for each thing.
Oh, really?
And
I didn't see
she doesn't make it clear, because in a lot of games, you select, for example, a nose type, and then once you selected it, you can then mold it to with the mouse
sliders.
Yeah. She didn't specify if that was the thing, but based on what she said, it's not insanely big.
Okay.
It's definitely big enough to have a good play around with it, but not from her description. It didn't seem. It wasn't like Fallout 4, where you can just kind of make anything.
That could be a deal breaker.
Unlikely.
Another thing for me is if I don't have options at the beginning that I was expecting, I hope that there's some sort of plot reason. Like if I jump in and it's like I can't have robot parts, if later on I can get robot parts, e.g. But I don't really care about robot parts. That's just an example. If I can't have curly hair, I want the option to go to the hairdressers and get my curly hair. Games never have curly hair as an option.
No, they don't. Or ginger,
I just
actually.
Shave my head.
I think that there's an extremely high chance that we're going to be able to modify our bodies
later
in very substantial ways.
Yeah.
There's a cyborg in the new trailer.
Yeah.
And it's someone who's gone full robot.
Yeah, they've got a name, haven't they? They go
metal. It's they have their face, and then everything else is just metal. I bet you can get to that level.
Maybe that's the plot of the game. Is you gradually become more cyborg, and then at the end you're just a robot, and then you get killed because you've gone mad.
Well,
cool, innit?
RPG, right?
Yeah.
They said that you don't have to change your body at all. They said there's one single thing that you get implanted by default, and then other than that, you can go the whole time without having any implants.
It's a penis.
No, it's not. It's Keanu Reeves. Keanu Reeves is the chip. He's not real. He's a hologram.
Oh, he's a hologram sort of thing. Yeah. Oh, I like that. I like having Keanu Reeves in my mind.
Yeah, it's Keanu Reeves, according to this, is like essentially the second main character. Like, he is actually in your brain the whole time.
That's a lot of Keanu Reeves footage they would have had to film, it sounds like.
I think he'd just be game for it, wouldn't he?
They would have to pay for a lot of Keanu Reeves.
He's filthy rich. I think he seems like someone who would take an ordinary paycheck.
He does seem like a great, passionate man. But let's not overdo the Keanu Reeves praise. I think it makes him very uncomfortable, and also we don't see him as a person. Let's just leave him alone. He seems cool. Let's leave it at that. Calm down, internet, including me. Keanu Reeves is in a game. Let's treat him as a god and go to his house.
Oh, I mean, he's not a god, and he's not even that good an actor, / not really a good actor at all.
He just seems nice. He tries hard. He's good at what he does.
Yeah, he's just completely against the grain of the usual overhyped...
Sure. We love Keanu, and now that you've told me that I'm going to have Keanu Reeves implanted, I know just the clickbait title for us when Cyberpunk is released. Keanu Reeves is inside me! ! Question mark. Us doing dopey faces on the thumbnail.
As much as I would love to be in a position where I could make Cyberpunk content, the competition is stiff for that.
Oh, let's do it. We're going to corner the Cyberpunk market.
Okay.
How are we going to do it? Should we each have our own playthrough?
Man, I mean, I'm not going to lie to you, Jack. My first playthrough of Cyberpunk is not going to be filmed.
I was literally going to say, it's one of those games where I'm going to want to just play it in my own sweet time.
I want to drink that game like a £1,000 bottle of single malt whiskey. I want to get my nose right up in it, get all the grimy smoke of the streets right up in there, the tarmac.
Yeah, no one wants to see that. It's the same thing I had with Last of Us 2. I was going to record the first 30 minutes, then just play the rest on my own because it's The Last of Us 2. And then, the footage got corrupted, so I just have no footage of it. Next bit of news.
So, another little nugget.
Yeah.
Okay, so just a few things. So Disco Elysium has a TV show that might be coming out. Which is
I'm excited
brilliant.
by that, but also the thing I love about Disco Elysium is how much choice I have.
Yeah, I know, but it would be a good show, though.
Extremely passive experience.
Hey, they could make it into a Bandersnatch interactive thing.
Oh, they should. Then it's just the game again, but worse.
Yeah, no, true.
Because an interactive TV show is basically a video game that's extremely simplified.
Isn't that just movies in general, though? I don't know.
Movies are a passive experience, but interactive movies are just shit video games.
I guess so.
No, I don't know. That could be cool, though. That's exciting. Nice to see Disco Elysium getting a bit of attention.
The next one is I currently have the new Super Smash Bros. Character Min Min on my Switch right now.
Oh yeah, how's that going?
I mean, I played it for 5 minutes and I won't play it again until I have friends over, but yeah.
Fair dues.
That's my relationship with Smash. Mixer, Microsoft's streaming service, got cancelled and merged into Facebook Gaming.
It got absolutely swallowed by Facebook. If you go on the Facebook website now, it's completely changed, and there's a whole page for Mixer.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it got swallowed by Facebook, but it wasn't. That was a choice because Microsoft have plenty of money to throw around.
Oh no, yeah. I'm not saying it got swallowed in the sense that Microsoft couldn't do anything about it.
The most bizarre thing about this whole strange situation is that they just paid not just Ninja but loads of streamers, but specifically Ninja, something crazy like $7 million to exclusively stream on Mixer.
Yeah.
And then they cancelled it So they gave this guy $7 million to do nothing.
Yeah, it was like a year-long contract. I think he was like a couple months in, and now the contract is void. He doesn't have to keep doing it on Facebook. It's just void. So he's gone back to Twitch, and he's been upfront paid millions and millions of dollars.
Just what a bunch of idiots! Seriously,
I mean, if I was Ninja, man alive, he is loving life.
I want the Epic Game Store to blow up in this sort of way as well. Yeah. I want them to just be like, okay, we don't have any money anymore.
They'll give us $7 million to exclusively play Epic Game Store games for a year, and then they'll get merged with Facebook Gaming.
Epic, if you're watching, we'd take like a $5 to do that.
We would just ask for like your subscription.
Next, just a little bit of Crash 4 gameplay was shown. Pretty cool. Looks like a good game.
I've heard little something about microtransactions in Crash 4.
Yeah, well, the developers said there aren't any.
The developers said there aren't any. Apparently they said this about Crash Team Racing, and then after it was released they brought in microtransactions. The thing I don't get, it looks like it's what people are complaining about is purely like aesthetic microtransactions, like paying for new outfits and stuff. I don't really see that as an issue.
I actually do.
It's not like pay to win. What in what sense do you? Is it exploiting children? I guess so.
I find it is immersion breaking. It cheapens the game. Yeah. And it should just be unlockable content. You're paying fairness, 55, I guess we already £55, right? Yeah. For Crash, which is insane.
No, in fairness, you are right that you're paying so much money, and then they're expecting you to pay more for these things. I don't know. I always have trouble because it's like you don't have to buy it. It doesn't change the game in any way. And for me, it's as long as there are other unlockables I can work towards as well.
I kind of just I have to say I just kind of hate it. I distinctly remember booting up Assassin's Creed Black Flag on my brand new PlayStation 4, and the first thing you see is bloody Uplay, and then straight after the Uplay store and like all this crap, and it's like, my god,
that is really annoying.
I just got this console. This is like the day of release. I just got this game on release, and you're like bombarding me with money.
Is this the future of gaming?
It was like the worst way of starting a game.
Yeah, it is terrible. Especially when you think of stuff like Terraria. That was so constantly updated. Yeah. And there was like no paid DLC. They chucked in so much content. It's great.
I don't know. If for me, if Activision decided, and they wouldn't do this because it would make them less money. I get it. Yeah. I get why they do this. Yeah. But if they had just come out after like, I don't know, a month and said, hey, we've got like, this is, maybe 2 months, I don't know. Here's like a pack of costumes and outfits, and it costs this much money, and it's a single chunk of DLC. That's okay for me.
Like the Little Big Planet style, I guess.
Yeah, just like exactly like Little Big Planet. Like, I think that's harmless. In fact, that's just download content. I'm cool with download content. I have no problem with that. I have a problem with there being a store where you can individually purchase crap.
It's very overpriced. Yeah,
anyway,
that's no fun. Next news?
Very quickly, because I want to hear what film you've watched, and I want to tell you about what TV show I've watched. Cool. But there was an interview with the director who behind Paper Mario.
Oh yeah,
the new one, and he said it's kind of like an open world.
Ooh.
Which
but will it be busy and vertical?
Pretty hype for a Paper Mario game. I think that's pretty cool.
That could be very cool. I mean, I can completely see it working.
What movie did you watch?
I watched The Nice Guys. I didn't watch all of The Nice Guys because I was busy, but I've seen The Nice Guys before, and I haven't watched anything else other than Community, so I would like to talk about The Nice Guys, because it's a film I very much like. Have you seen The Nice Guys?
I haven't. I feel like I also watched like a bit of it.
Yeah.
Wait. I think I've seen this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen this movie.
It's a few years old now.
It was pretty interesting, yeah.
Yeah, it's a really fun film. It's Ryan Gosling and Russell Crowe, and it's kind of like a homage to like old, kind of like buddy cop films, but they're not really buddy cop. They're just like two drunken private detectives.
It's very
play by the rules, and it's really funny. They're like both useless. Not really. Russell Crowe's pretty capable. Ryan Gosling's more useless. But it's just really funny. It's a good film. I think it's pretty underrated.
Yeah, I actually thought it was a really good movie. I really enjoyed it. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's got the girl from Spider-Man movies, Angry Rice.
Yeah, I'm looking at the cast now.
Angry Rice. It's got who else? I have to look it up. Terribly enough, Kim Basinger's in it. That's who I was thinking of. Keith David. I don't remember him being in it. Yeah, it's got a fun mystery, which I don't really remember what the mystery is, but I remember it being very...
Mm-hmm.
It kind of reminds me of Big Lebowski at times, when it's like, just all this stuff keeps happening and all the main characters are like, what the fuck is going on? But it's really great. Russell Crowe and Ryan Gosling are really funny. They've got great chemistry. The daughter's really good in it. She's really young at the time, so that's always fun. Let's have a good child performance and not a terrible one.
Oh yeah, I remember that distinctly. Yeah. I remember that being like, oh, this is good.
She's really funny. She works really well with them. Yeah, it's good. My mum absolutely despises Russell Crowe. I don't know if it's one of those things where it's like she can't quite pin it. She just hates him, but that's probably a reason. But this is one I forced her to watch, and she really enjoyed it. And if she can enjoy a Russell Crowe film, anyone can.
That's
Ryan
really
Gosling's
funny.
Hilarious. I always like Ryan Gosling. He just consistently gets in more and more physical pain throughout the film, and it's just really funny to watch. They're both really good, like physical comedy actors in this.
Oh, they really are.
Especially Ryan Gosling.
I haven't got like this that much of a commentary on it because I watched it a few years ago now, and I can't remember it. I should watch it again. I remember enjoying it. I just don't really remember the details of it.
I watched it once a long time ago. I say a long time ago. It only came out like 4 years ago. But
yeah.
And I'd kind of forgotten a lot of it. I remembered quite a bit, but I'd forgotten probably the bulk. But then it kind of all came flooding back when I watched a bit the other day. I'm probably going to rewatch it in full soon. It was good. It's something I would like to see more of, but it didn't do well. So I don't think we will see more of it, which is really sad.
I'm not surprised. It doesn't really have that sort of mainstream appeal, I don't think.
No, it doesn't. I don't know if it was marketed very well either.
That is also definitely the case. I mean, I watched it on a whim, like randomly. So I don't know. I don't remember it being advertised in any way.
I think it was one I just kind of saw on Netflix and thought, that looked pretty good at the time. I never saw that. Yeah. Good stuff. Tell me what you've been watching, Jamie.
This is a show that I've recommended to you before.
Oh.
I don't know if you've watched it or not.
Is it the one about it's like a computer company or something, and it's like a conspiracy?
Mr. Robot.
Oh, I didn't mean that one.
No, it's called Dark.
Oh, Dark. I haven't seen Dark.
I hear that keyboard go.
Now, I don't know why I'm Googling Dark. I've heavily looked into Dark many times. I'm pretty sure if you compile all the ratings from like Rotten Tomatoes, IMDb, and Metacritic, it's the highest rated TV show of all time.
Dark. You need to watch it.
It's German, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, it's the one I'm thinking of.
Okay.
It's not Ozark or Polar.
Let me break this down to you.
Go on.
Dark is a meticulously thought through time travel show.
Yeah. Oh, you love thought through time travel.
I cannot stress to you enough. It's the most. It's just. I have not. It's the single best example of time travel in any piece of media that I've seen.
That's high praise coming from you. Is it spoilers that it's time travel? I had no idea it was time travel related. I knew it had some sort of supernatural elements.
I'll be honest with you. I guess it kind of is, but not really, because you do find out like I think on episode 2 that's what's going on. I mean,
season 3 is just releasing now.
Yes, that is why I brought it up, because I've started watching season 3.
A good time for it.
I'm not me saying that. It's not. Don't worry. There's so much to it.
Yeah, I mean that's not going to deter me from watching it.
It's amazing.
Interestingly, as well. So my girlfriend, she's seen like all these Netflix shows like Ozark and Dark and all those sorts of ones. She enjoys them a lot. I don't think she liked Dark. I think she watched season 1 and then watched some of season 2 and then kind of dropped off.
Ozark is nothing at all like Dark in any way.
No, okay, yeah, maybe not, but
like Dark it's like heavy sci-fi. Like you don't think it will be. Like season 1, you don't think it will be.
Yeah,
you know, obviously there's elements of sci-fi that they drop on you pretty fast.
That could be it. Then.
But season 2 is like it just bombards you. It's basically like season 1 is preparing you a little bit, and then season 2 is just balls to the wall. Okay, we're just going to drop this on you, and sorry, you're going to have to watch this at least twice to understand it.
Yeah, in fairness, I'm looking. It's described as a mystery drama, and that is what I've always heard it described as, and that's the sort of show that she likes. But now, on Google at the top, it says sci-fi. I think that's a new addition.
Yeah, I mean...
It could be that.
Season 1...
It could be the shift, the unexpected shift.
Season 1, you can make an argument that it is generally like a mystery, but like
it's like missing children, right?
Season 2, yeah, but season 2 just hits you with the sci-fi.
That's funny because all the audience reviews are saying it's like no other time travel series I've ever seen. Like this is something I've never heard of, it being a time travel show, and now it's like all over its.
That's why I thought it was okay to say it, because I think with season 3 being out, it's kind of like it's quite clear now.
I mean, this has been on my list for a long time. My list is getting ever longer. I still haven't watched Normal People. There was that other. What was that show you said about? That was. It was like a computer company or something, and someone got like promoted. Oh, was it Devs?
Oh, Devs is really good as well.
Devs. That's on my list.
Okay, watch of my recommendations.
Yeah.
If you've got, put Dark at the top on like the Jamie tier. Put Dark right at the top.
Yeah.
Devs is really good. You should get around to that one day, right? Yeah. But there's 3 seasons of Dark, and this is the last season.
Oh, really?
It's 8 episodes a season, so it's very manageable to watch the whole thing.
I didn't think it would be that short. I thought they'd milk it for longer. Like that. I like they do what needs to be done, and then leave it alone.
The reviews are excellent for this season, and so obviously I accept that they must conclude it. But there's something that happens. I'm not going to spoil anything, but things happen, right? Throughout the show, and I'm going to be amazed how they managed to wrap this up in a good way, because apparently the ending's fantastic.
That's intriguing. I am getting Mr. Robot flashbacks during this conversation.
It's not like Mr. Robot.
Mr. Robot, yeah.
Okay, here's a thing. So Mr. Robot, really, really good, but they kept piling on the mysteries, and there was like the occasional payback and insight, and the show ended without properly solving the mysteries, right? Not all of them. I mean, they probably did, but not in like. It's still a good show. I mean, we loved it.
Yeah.
Dark is kind of. I would say it gets to a certain point, probably like at the start of season 2, where every single episode there is at least one major revelation, like every episode. You got to watch it so we can talk about it because it's so unique. It's so good. That's Dark.
Well, you've definitely got me even more hyped to watch that.
I know one person who watches Dark.
Oh, really?
And they love it.
That's quite surprising because it's such a huge show. I feel like more people would.
It's a hard sell because, like, it doesn't
really push it, which is nice.
Yeah, but it doesn't look like it's going to be what it is.
Yeah, that's always a bit. I'm kind of glad you said time travel because now I know more what to expect. I don't know, maybe it'd be good being surprised. I'm hyped either way. Can I mention another show that I haven't watched that I want to watch?
Of course.
This is a weird one. Mythic Quest Raven's Banquet.
I don't know what that is.
I don't know what made me think of this, but it's one I want to watch. The issue is, Jamie, it's on Apple TV, which we've never talked about, but Apple TV looks like it potentially has some promising stuff on there. Big shows with big names.
Wait,
but Mythic Quest Raven's Banquet.
Oh, yeah, I've seen this.
It's made by the creators of Always Sunny, Rob McElhenney, Charlie Day, and Megan Gans, who I believe is a writer and producer on Always Sunny.
Yeah, I've watched it.
And it stars Rob McElhenney, David Hornsby, who plays Ricky Cricket. He's absolutely hilarious. And it's got Danny Pudi from Community, which is quite exciting because I'm currently finishing up Community. And F. Murray Abraham, who I like. He's a Wes Anderson occasional appearer who was in Grand Budapest. Yeah, it looks very interesting and it gets really good reviews.
I didn't like it.
You've seen it?
Yeah, I just said that.
I thought you meant you've seen it as in you've seen it.
Oh no, I've seen it.
Watched the show.
Oh yeah, I've watched the show, yeah.
What, do you have Apple TV?
No, I watched it at friends and they pirated it.
I'm going to call the FBI on you. Did you not like it then?
When I say I watched it, obviously I didn't watch the entire thing. I watched like 3 or 4 episodes, which is, in fairness, it's probably not that long, is it? But
it's pretty long.
I think there's 10 episodes, so
yeah.
So like 4 episodes, I think that's a decent chunk to make an opinion on.
You want to be able to get into it by then, for sure.
It's the person. I mean, we're deep into the podcast. So my friend Jack W.
Jack W doesn't narrow it down.
Oh my god!
All
it actually doesn't.
It
actually doesn't. Oh,
have you forgot that?
Blonde Jack.
Yeah, blonde Jack. Me.
He really likes it. I mean, both Jacks really like it. As in, both W's like it, right?
And one of them is in the industry.
One of them's in the industry.
More so than us.
I can understand what the appeal is.
Yeah.
For me, I found it like quite unfunny.
Fair.
I was expecting, wrongly so, I suppose.
Always
Sunny.
Yeah.
I find Always Sunny. I think that is like.
I think it's the funniest show.
It is television. so good. I actually like cry with laughter.
Yeah.
Pretty much every episode, right?
Yeah.
I find that show brilliant. This is not, for me, this was nothing on that scale at all.
Yeah, I mean, in fairness, I'm not at all expecting Always Sunny from what I've seen marketed of it.
Yeah.
I'm expecting Silicon Valley more so. Which I wouldn't mind.
I haven't seen that, I have to say.
Pretty good show. Yeah, I wouldn't hold it to that standard, especially because Newer Always Sunny is in my opinion anyway, is nowhere near as funny as old Always Sunny. So I'd kind of expect newer, more mature Always Sunny to the classic episodes that I force you to watch that are hysterical. Fair dues. Yeah, well, if Jack W likes it, maybe I will still check it out. Although I probably won't because it's Apple TV and I don't think I could be bothered to pirate it when I have so much other stuff to watch on streaming services that I spend money on.
Yeah.
I'll probably start with Dark.
I really want you to, and you can make you could like watch a significant amount in a short period of time because it's really not that long.
I mean, I've nearly finished 6 seasons of Community in like a week, so...
Alright, so I'll speak to you tomorrow then when you've finished all of Dark.
It's just been like a week and a half, right? That's not too bad. Yeah, I would like to watch Dark.
Oh, talking about it now, I want to watch another episode. I've watched 2 episodes.
I do need
of it.
A sci-fi mystery thriller to scratch my itch that Mr. Robot left behind.
Season 3, episode 1 has like a game-changing revelation in it. It's like episode 1.
I love game-changing revelations. I will check it out. It'll be a fun one for us to talk about.
I think if you watched it, I would quite like to do like an individual episode on it. Actually,
yeah, I'll be down for that for sure.
Yeah.
Shall we jump into video games?
Crikey, yes.
What have you been playing, Jamie?
I've been playing the Outer Wilds.
Oh, have you?
Yes.
How are you finding it?
Came out on Steam, and it has a little sale on. It was only out recently.
Yeah. Very tempting, those sales.
It was only 10% off, but it's a brand new game, so it's
still
fine.
Tempting. Yeah.
Yeah. What an interesting little game.
Yeah, I've been so tempted to buy that one. You know.
I mean,
hear me typing away.
Yeah, I've only started off, you know, in the first bit, but it's like. Obviously, I appreciate that it's like indie. It's a small game. It's not like open world in like a stupid level, but it does feel incredibly open. Like you're on this planet, and you walk around and do some like talk to some people, and then they let you get into a spaceship. That's like the first thing that you do.
Yeah, and
you're basically. There's not like necessarily a goal to the game. It's kind of what you want the goal to be, but there's a mystery basically that you have to solve essentially, and it's a mystery of this race that existed in this solar system many years ago, and they all died off. And you're on you've got like these alien friends who have they're like relatively low tech, and they've kind of made this rocket. And you're like one of the very few astronauts.
Yeah.
And you are the very first astronaut to go on an expedition with this gadget which lets you translate the language of the ancients.
I like that.
Jack, honestly, I think you'd actually love this game.
Yeah, I've been tempted.
But you go off on this ship, and it's like you expect, okay, time for like a loading screen, then I can select a planet. No. You just take off, and then like you see the planet leave before you, and then you're in space, and you just look around. It's like, well, I guess I'll go to this planet then. There's no loading screens. You just seamlessly fly through this huge solar system.
Oh, that's really cool. I didn't realize it'd be like that. Oh,
man. So I flew off.
I thought it was all on one planet.
No, there's like multiple planets and moons and stars. Oh, well, I say stars. There's one.
Like,
you're in a solar
system.
Yeah, and so one experience I had, there was this giant gas planet, and it was the biggest planet I could see, so I kind of headed towards there. And I won't. There's a few really cool intricacies of this game. I won't spoil it. You do find it out very early on. It's kind of like a cool. It adds to the. Whereas at the beginning it's like minor intrigue. Like there's this thing that happens quite early on, which is like, oh no, I really need to know what's going on. There's something there's something not quite right with this solar system.
Yeah.
But you fly to this giant gas planet, and you fly into it, and I saw obviously this gas planet, so it just looked like this big green orb. So I'm like, okay, well I probably can't go into that, so I'll try and like there was like a satellite going around. So I'm like, okay, I'll try and land on the satellite. Miss the satellite, and then the gravity of the planet just started pulling me in. It's like, oh well, I'm dead then. No, I was expecting just to like black screen and died. No, my ship went into the gas, and I kept falling through the gas, and then I went past the layer of gas, and like suddenly there's this like, it was a huge water planet with like tornadoes everywhere, and it's like, oh my god, I'm still alive. And then like obviously realizing, okay, now I have to try and navigate my way somewhere.
Yeah, I'm seeing screenshots of that now on Google Images. It's exactly what you're talking about.
It's sick.
That's crazy. I didn't think it was that big.
But like
this is the developer's only game.
Yeah. So you land on a piece of land on this planet, and I was kind of like looking around, being very careful. You have a little jetpack and stuff. But you have limited oxygen, limited fuel. And I was looking around, and you have this like camera gun. You can shoot out a camera, and then the camera can scan for. It's basically like this. I think they call it ghost matter. And if you go near ghost matter, you will start to die. It's like, kind of like radiation. And so you can launch these cameras, which you can control, and you can see the feed of the camera to detect any of this radiation. So it's like, there was a fork in the road, and like I fired off one of these cameras, and it said, oh, this one's got like radiation everywhere. So you went to the other fork. Anyway, I was kind of dicking around in this like tunnel, and then I turned back because I was like, I just turned back for whatever reason.
Yeah. And
I saw a giant tornado coming towards me, but also coming towards my ship. And then the tornado goes into my ship, and the ship goes flying. So I'm like, well, that's my ship. I have no way off this planet. And then, and then the tornado comes towards me inside this little cave system, and I was thinking, like, like, oh no, I'm going to get, I don't know, I'm going to get blown away.
Yeah.
The whole cave system flies up into the air with me in it.
Yeah.
There's now water just instantly fills the whole cave. And then as the tornado passes by it, the cave system comes plummeting back to the surface. I die.
That's hilarious.
It's so sick.
God, it sounds so good. I mean, I heard good things, but this has really hyped me up for it. I might have to invest.
I'm quite surprised by its quality.
You know what else? I mean, I always kind of got, like, Space Firewatch vibes from it. I didn't really know exactly what it was, to be honest. But I think I was horribly mistaken. Do you know what else I find funny?
What?
That the Outer Worlds and the Outer Wilds came out, like, months apart from each other.
Such an unfortunate timing.
Like, who thought of that? Yeah, that's very interesting. I might have to look into that even more so now.
I was listening to my go-to podcast, The Easy Allies,
of course,
and they were joking. They were talking about Outer Wilds. That's why I started playing it.
Yeah.
And they were joking, saying how the Outer Wilds really should be called the Outer Worlds,
and the Outer Worlds should be called the Outer Wilds.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really funny. How much did you get it for, by the way?
It was like a tenner, something like that. It was like, I think it was like £11 maybe.
I'm definitely considering that then. I'm thinking I can get a lot of games for £30 at the moment, and it's £5 off on Steam.
Okay.
Over £30.
It was okay. It was actually 33% off. I got it for $12.99.
Not too shabby. I might go for that.
I need to play more.
The thing is, I've got too many games to play at the moment. I feel like I can't keep buying more, but there's so many fun little indie ones for like £1, and it's like, I should do it.
Well, hey, that's what I said, and I still bought this.
Yeah. Speaking of games that I need to play, because I have so many, I've been playing Civ 6.
Yay!
Which was a game some nerd bought me for my birthday.
Gross.
But I would just like to say thank you very much, Jamie, for buying me Civ 6 and all but the new expansions with it. I was extremely hyped when I realised you'd done that.
Yeah.
And I've had an exceeding amount of fun with Civ 6. I feel like we've talked a lot about Civ in the past, and not a lot needs to be said. But I'm really enjoying it. I wasn't expecting it to be as good as it is. I thought that... I don't know. I'd always heard people say that Civ 5's better and stuff. And I think it might be because you got the expansions as well.
Yeah.
But Civ 6 just feels far better to me. It feels like so much more.
I think it is.
And I really, really love it. I won my first science victory. Science victories are actually fun now. I never enjoyed science victories in Civ 5. But now I'm like colonising Mars, and I like it a lot.
It's definitely a lot harder to do a science victory now. There's a lot more stages to it.
Do you think it's harder now than on Civ 5?
Well,
I always struggled on Civ 5 because you've got to move everything together, and I was like, oh.
True.
But now you just build loads of stuff. I wasn't even going for a science victory either, but I was playing on like Prince.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was Prince, like a really easy difficulty. So I was winning like all but religion because I didn't bother looking into religion.
Oh, Prince is actually like the normal difficulty.
Oh, I probably wasn't Prince then. Warlord? I don't know.
Well, yeah. What more can we say about Civ? It's just
it's
a
classics.
Timeless game. Yeah.
It would be a lot of fun in the future when we have the ability to stream Civ.
Absolutely.
That'd be really fun.
Yeah, I want to stream Civ review. I'd like to play Civ at some point.
A smaller game of Civ that we can do in like maybe a couple of nights.
Only a couple of days.
Yeah. Oh, you may have heard a scream. That means West Ham scored.
Yes!
Spoilers, I believe West Ham are beating Chelsea 3-0, but I may be mistaken. That's just me going entirely off of the screams I've been hearing throughout the night. Yeah, we love Civ, and we always will.
I have to say, although with religious victories, I find if you're in a complete stalemate with someone, they're actually like they're pretty poor. There's like it's quite a frustrating way of playing the game.
Yeah, religious victory sounds extremely hard to me.
Well, I won a religious victory with someone a few weeks ago, and it was actually like incredibly fun.
Yeah,
and it was fun because I took the relevant steps so that once I got to a certain point, I could absolutely steamroll everyone.
That's exactly what I was going to say. I feel like you have to really lay the groundwork in advance. Otherwise, you just can't do it further down the line. Yeah, I really want to do a religious victory next because I always found religion so fun in Civ 5, and I love that it's now a victory. That was always what I wanted in Civ 5. I just think it could just be really funny, really memeable.
Players Mali, that's what I played as for religion, and they have a really interesting game in that they lose production, but gain more gold, and so their whole economy is based on instant purchases rather than building stuff.
Oh, okay.
It's very interesting. Yeah,
I was considering playing as Gandhi, but that sounds fun too.
That's Civ.
I think that's Sandbox as well.
Thank you very much, everyone, for listening to this particular episode of Sandbox. We hope you enjoyed it.
We very much do.
We accept donations. Obviously, minimum
£10,
$50.
$50, yeah.
That doesn't include tax, so you'd need to add a little bit, 20% onto that.
That's true. That's true.
What more can I say?
Thank you, everyone. Donald Trump got banned from Twitch. We'll see you next week.